Hey everyone, welcome back to another out of spec detailing video here from Clear Detailing in Northern Colorado. Today is a very exciting day because we have the brand new Rivian R2 in the shop. And this thing needs a little bit of a deep clean. There's more to explain about this story. I've got my friend Eric from Drive Protected here. We've got a dirty Rivian. So this is a first wash of a Rivian R2. Welcome back to the channel. Let's jump into it. Well, look who's back, Mr. Eric from Drive Protected. And you just showed up in this filthy Rivian R2. Tell me a little bit about it. Why is it so dirty? And what have you been doing with this thing, Eric?
Yeah, so I just drove it back here from Canada. This is Brandon, Tesla Flex's R2. I was with him in Denver 3 weeks ago when he took delivery of it. And he was gracious enough to give it to me to bring home to Canada so we could scan and create our DIY PPF kits for this.
Love it. And basically, number one, big shout out to Brandon Tesla Flex. This is his brand new R2 and can't wait to see the content he's going to do with this thing. That'll be super, super exciting. Also, if you're wondering why the rest of the car is dirty, the wheels and tires are clean. Welcome to filming YouTube videos and forgetting to turn on the microphones. Yeehaw me. So we are refilming the intro to this, but I wanted to walk you guys through the process of washing a vehicle like this. So you actually have done full paint protection film, tip to tail on this thing. Now, for viewers that have just purchased a new R2, you're going to have some DIY PPF kits coming out for the R2 soon. I think is fine to say.
Next month, I would say.
Cool. That'll be neat to see. So I guess my question is, what the heck happened here with this thing getting so dirty? You've been wheeling this thing or what? I mean, it is a Rivian, right? It's an adventure vehicle. Yeah,
so on the way back, we took the route through North Dakota into South Dakota. And we were supposed to go through Sturgis, and it's the motorcycle rally weekend. And we were like 50 miles away from Sturgis. And then the route planner automatically found a faster route for us that would save 8 minutes and keep us from going through Sturgis. And we're like, okay, cool. Save 8 minutes off the trip. That's great. Actually, yeah, no, it was 8 miles. Sorry, 8 miles. And those 8 miles were all on gravel roads.
Oh, so, bummer. Well,
yes.
It's fully PPF, so it doesn't really matter. It's also an adventure vehicle. I hope Brandon actually takes this thing off-road and wheels it and enjoys it.
I hope so.
But man, how exciting is it to have a brand new R2 in the shop? You've spent a ton of time with this thing already. I've seen all the videos of you scanning this thing to do all your PPF kits, because I assume there's nothing out there already for it.
Correct.
And you had to create your own kits for it.
Yep.
If you're interested in all the content behind that, head over to Drive Protected's YouTube channel. I'll leave all of his stuff in the link in the descriptions below. But we also got to get this thing cleaned up. Now, being that we did have a little snafu on the wheels there, I will still show you all of how they looked before and the process to get to this point. We still need to do a deep clean on them. It's just, it's late here. We got to film this thing. We got to get it back to Brandon. He's using this thing tomorrow. So we got lots to do. But the main thing here is we got to get this thing clean. You don't want to deliver this back to Brandon completely filthy like this. So let's talk about what we're going to be using and doing today. So coming over here, I pretty much lined up most of the products that we're going to be using here. Now, the first thing, as you can tell, what I've already done here to the wheels is do a pre-wash specifically on the wheels. Now, what I actually like to do is take my Built Hamber Touchless here at a 2% panel impact ratio, put it in an IK. Very, very economical to do so, and you can really concentrate it. Now, I love my pre-washes, and instead of foaming the entire vehicle down, including the wheels, tires, suspension, I like to focus on the wheels first, because these take some time, right? So what I do is actually go through, do all 4 of these with Built Hamber, hit the fender liners as well. I'll let it sit, pressure wash it off. Then I'll actually come back and clean up the tires, clean up the wheels with all the brushes, make sure those are perfect, and then move on to our actual pre-wash on the paint or the PPF in this case. Now we have a ton of bugs on this as well. So what we're actually gonna grab over here is our Koch Chemi Green Star. This is a pretty strong all-purpose cleaner. You can also see interesting design feature there of having this shelf for bugs to be able to sit in. I think you killed every single bug on the way from Canada to here for sure. So we'll basically spray that on before we do our pre-wash just to give it a little bit more punch there. luckily hasn't been sitting on for a very long time. For our actual pre-wash here, we're going to be using CarPro Lift. So we're going to be using this at a 1:10 dilution ratio directly into a foam can. We'll foam down the car. It's going to eat away all of that dirt and grime. Even though this is PPF on here, I still like to do safe wash practices. We don't need to test the characteristics of that self-healing every single time we wash our car. So no, we're not gonna go crazy and wash it with a brush. We're gonna do the proper method to actually wash this car. Once that is sat on there, we've rinsed it off, come back in here with our DIY Detail Incredible Suds for our actual contact wash, and we'll be looking pretty darn good here. So quick question for you, Eric. I know your film here actually has some hydrophobic characteristics. This car you did not actually coat, but
Nope.
Per what I understand typically from you, this does have some hydrophobics in general, right, from the film?
Yeah, not to be confused with the ceramic coating. It definitely washes a lot better than a normal paint protection film that wouldn't have any hydrophobics in it. But it is not to be confused with the ceramic coating, and that is one thing I see an awful lot of in the industry.
Okay, fair enough. So I don't know what Brandon's going to do with this. We'll see if he actually gets it ceramic coated. Maybe he can bring it back here. We can do a video on that as well. But for now, let's get this thing cleaned, starting with the wheels that were already dirty, but that are already clean right now. All right, so for our tires here, we're going to use Armor Detail Supply's tire cleaner at a 2-to-1. These aren't extremely bad. We could go at a 1-to-1, but you're going to see those are going to turn the tires nice and brown. Actually, I'm going to use this as a plastic cleaner as well. Just get it in those fender liners also. Then we're going to come in with their wheel cleaner here. This is an iron removing wheel cleaner. I would assume these aren't too bad, but also want to make sure these are looking good here. All right, while that has been sitting for a little bit, we're going to come back in with our CarPro Reset here. This is in intensive car shampoo. Just had some left over from a wash earlier this morning. So now what this will actually do is provide some more cleaning power as well as lubrication. Now these being soft black wheels, I want to ensure that we're not just completely scratching the living heck out of these for our friend Brandon. So I'm going to come in here with our Detail Factory wheel face brush. Absolutely love these, super gentle on the faces of wheels, not going to mar up the surface. You can see these are very, very frayed in here, making sure that they're very safe for all sorts of wheel types. And we're just going to do a little bit of a speed run here. Now these are not insanely bad, but we want to make sure we're doing the right thing, right? Not going to be here to actually skip our steps. So I'm going to come back in here with our Rag Company wheel face mitt. Absolutely love these. Just help getting all those little nooks and crannies here in these wheels. Next, we're going to come in with the Soft Detail Factory lug nut brush. Now, the only reason I'm using these versus boar's hair, just because, again, these are very soft black. I just want to ensure that we're not marring up the face of the wheels whatsoever. So just going to hit a little bit of those tighter areas. We'll get in here on our caliper. Luckily, this being an electric car, not tons and tons of brake dust. And Eric's been just kind of cruising down the interstate with this thing, so it's not super filthy bad. Next, we're going to hit the barrels. So easy detail brush here. We're going to make sure we get all the way back behind each and every one of these spokes as well. Absolutely love these brushes. Last thing on the actual wheel, we're going to take our smaller easy detail brush, and these are great for getting in this kind of recessed area. Rivian, I don't really know why they like to do this on vehicles that are going to see a lot of off-road. These things just absolutely hold dirt, grime, brake dust, all of that nasty stuff in there. So make sure we're cleaning all those, getting right behind that spoke. That's looking good. Next, we're going to hit our tire here with our Detail Factory tire brush, just getting a good scrub on these. We're not trying to get these 100% brown free, all of the ozonants on here. All we're trying to do is just get the tire clean from all the dirt and grime it saw earlier, keeping it off the face of the wheel. Lastly here, Detail Factory fender well brush. Just going to get in here, scrub all of these plastics, make sure they're looking nice and tidy. All right, after we've scrubbed up all the fender wells, wheels and tires are looking good. Let's get these bad boys rinsed off. Sweet, looking good. So now we need to repeat this 3 more times. Then it's time to do our pre-wash on the paint. All right, now that we've got the wheels done here, we're gonna come in with our Coach Chemi Green Star here. Again, this is just going to help eat up those bugs a little bit more than just a pre-wash. I mix this pretty strong here, so using this at a 5-to-1, you can already see just starting to eat up those bugs. But this should help loosen all these, soften them, and then it'll kind of get a double tap, if you will, with that alkaline pre-wash. All right, now time for our alkaline pre-wash here. So Car Pro lift, again, 1 to 10. Let's get this thing foamed down. All right, guys, so we've got Car Pro lift doing its thing. I can already see the bugs are already starting to melt away. Again, the whole intention here is to do as much touchless cleaning as we possibly can. So this is gonna pull off pretty much most of that dirt and grime. You can already see the back end already looking way, way better. So really important step here to use pre-washes. I actually just put up a video recently that went up last Saturday actually, talking about the differences between soaps, when and why you would want to use them. This is a perfect example of when you would want to use a pre-wash when your car is very dirty after a road trip. So it's gonna help strip off as much as possible before we go back and touch it. Yes, even though this has PPF, technically we can scratch this up, the self-healing characteristics, but why not wash a car properly? So you can already see on the mirrors eating up all those bugs. So let's let this sit, then we'll get into our first rinse. All right, so Eric just finished off rinsing off the front end. Eric, do we even need to wash this thing?
No.
She looks pretty good.
Just blow it off and call it good.
You don't use a ton of pre-washes, do you?
No.
Pretty incredible.
Nothing this intense.
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, you literally have not touched the front end of this car. All down the back here. It's just so impressive. Man, I just absolutely love pre-washes. Looking so darn good. So next steps here, we're gonna re-foam down the car with our DIY Incredible Suds Type 2. Do a nice little gentle contact wash. We'll get this thing dry and we'll call this a video. Eric and I are gonna get in here and start doing our nice little contact wash. First wash of the R2. I always kind of think this is fun because it's the first time you really get to interact with a vehicle. Eric has interacted with this car a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of ready to give this car back to Brandon.
I've washed it like 6 times already.
Yeah. If you guys know how that goes as a detailer, yeah, it's really exciting to work on stuff like this. And then you get to a point you're like, okay, I'm tired of looking at that car. It's caused me enough of a headache, this, that, and the other. I'm ready to see it go bye-bye.
Absolutely.
So Eric and I are actually utilizing the 1 bucket method here. So Eric's going back and he is going to get a fresh mitt. Again, completely and absolutely overkill on PPF, but it's always nice to just practice safe washing. Nice thing is Eric can literally reach the entire top, even though we've got the Rag Company extendo pole situation. So Eric, as I'm working on these mirrors over here, you were telling me something kind of funny about these, that they are different sizes, different sized mirrors, the housings. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, so when we created our templates for our PPF kits, we found that what we were doing is we were scanning one side of the vehicle, and then when it would come time to create the pattern for the other side, we would just mirror it, and that worked for every panel except for the mirror. And it turns out the passenger side is a full inch and a quarter longer.
Really?
Than the driver's side. Yeah, it's significant.
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
must just be for sight lines and things like that. That's one of those small things like nobody would ever notice until you're cleaning a car or really, you know, doing PPF on it, and you're like, wait, what's going on with this thing?
Yeah.
I love it. So Eric and I are going to be shooting a build quality review here on the R2 very, very soon. That video will be live on the channel. Be interested to see how this thing actually does. Well, Rivian's been through their struggles, and I've been very fortunate to kind of follow Rivian very closely, being that I work with Out of Spec. If you guys don't know, my channel Out of Spec Detailing is actually part of a bigger network called Out of Spec, and we test and review electric cars, which is why you guys have seen such a heavy focus on electric cars on this channel. And yeah, anyways, I've followed Rivian basically kind of from day one with Kyle's first R1T that he got. And it's been really interesting to see the good and bad of Rivian. They started out and I was like, oh my gosh, man, this company's figured it out. And then they hit production ramp, and let's just say
They struggled with quality.
production is hell, as Elon would say. It is hell. So they struggled quite a bit. But things have been looking up, and man, I can't wait to check out R2. So I think we're at the point, other than my side of the roof,
I can do it
because I'm a little guy, or you can grab this, Eric. I love these poles, dude, especially when you're working on like a big 2500 Duramax or something like that to get the roof of it. It's
Yeah.
just money. I know I probably don't even need to rewash this side over here.
Oh, you're good.
You got them long arms, son.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I've only got one arm and it ain't that long. All right, guys. Well, we've got the R2 hand washed now. So we'll give it its final rinse. Let's dry this bad boy down. It's time to dry down the R2 now. So like to use a drying aid, Adam's waterless wash. We don't really need to add a bunch of protection, especially if we are going to coat this later on. So I'd rather not put a bunch of stuff on here. So just gonna do a light mist down the front. These are the Autofiber Dreadnought Max XLs, I think these are. So this is just gonna dry off the surface of all the PPF and reveal that beautiful Catalina Cove?
Catalina
Cove. It's looking good. All right, Eric, let's get this puppy dried down and we'll call this a video. All right, guys, and just like that, we have a fully cleaned Rivian. So Eric did about 1,100 miles or so on this car the last 2 days.
Yep.
Okay, so good little cleanup that it needed there, and went pretty swimmingly well. His PPF definitely cleans up very, very nice. Nice to see the back end all nice and tidy back here, looking good. I do have to say, for those of you R2 owners, you are going to love drying this because, as you can see, still dripping water. We probably dried this about 100 times, took the car dryer to it. It's just leaking like a sieve. This whole area back here is going to be super fun for chasing down water. So we gave it a good dry, of course. Then, of course, we came in as well, tidied up all the door jambs inside, made sure those have no water spots or anything on them. But man, this Catalina Cove looking pretty darn sharp, nice and glossy, thanks to Eric's PPF here. I guess that's about it for this video. Eric, any final thoughts with the R2 cleaning it up? And man, she's looking pretty good, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really glad that Brandon decided to go with a clear PPF instead of the matte PPF.
That was the move.
He was pretty on the fence about that. I was sending him photos a couple times of some clear and matte on the vehicle. And at one point in time, he's just like, can you wrap half the vehicle in matte and bring it outside for me? And I'm like, nope, you can do a panel.
Wow.
And thankfully he went clear, because I think this is the kind of color from a manufacturer. You don't want to alter the finish of it, in my opinion.
I agree. I can definitely tell you from some videos you sent me talking about paint, R2 paint quality, a whole interesting topic we should probably make another video on at a later time.
Yes.
It is very, very hazy, and I can tell you the gloss PPF here, after you did some polishing on it, is really making this thing pop now.
Very much.
Catalina Cove looking awesome. We got the wheels dialed in. I'll throw some tire shine on this later for Brandon, but dude, I think that's a video. Eric and I still have a lot of filming to do tonight, so stay tuned for some build quality videos with Brandon's Rivian R2. Can't wait to see how this thing does. First impressions here, looking pretty tight, guys, looking pretty tight. So big shout out to Eric. Head over to Drive Protected if you want any DIY PPF kits for your Rivian, your Tesla. Rivian will come here pretty soon. He's got a bunch of awesome content on YouTube as well. And even better than that, Eric's just an awesome dude. So love supporting awesome people like Eric. And wow, what a good job he did on the PPF here. So we're gonna end this one off with the Rivian R2. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in another one soon. Bye-bye.